T-Reaper here, and today making my bowl game picks. So I'm gonna start with the top. My computer will work. So we got the Buffalo Bulls and the Charlotte 49ers. I'm gonna go with the Bulls for now. Let's see, Utah State and Kent State. I'm gonna go with Utah State. Akron State, Elkhorn State, sorry, and North Carolina A&T. Well, I have never heard of A&T, so I'm gonna go with Elkhorn State. Central Michigan versus San Diego State. I am a Michigan native, but I'm gonna go with San Diego State. Liberty Flames, which is probably one of the coolest names in college football compared to Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern. No, that was Georgia State. Never mind. I'm gonna go with Southern though. Southern Methodist versus Florida Atlantic. I'm gonna go with Fighting Lane Kiffins to win that one. Or is he at FAIU? Anyway. There we go. Florida International Golden Panthers, which is another cold name, versus the Arkansas State Red Wolves. I'm going with the Red Wolves. Boise State versus Washington. I'm going with Boise State. They only have one loss. In the New Orleans Bowl, we've got Appalachian State versus UAB. I'm going to go with about 90% of the committee, maybe 95%, and go with App State. UCF versus Marshall. I'm going with UCF because UCF is pretty good. Let's see, Hawaii versus BYU. This is being played at Hawaii Stadium. So I'm going to go with Hawaii. Louisiana Tech versus Miami. I don't think Miami is that good this year, so I'm going with Tech. Pitt versus Eastern Michigan. I'm going to go with the Panthers. UNC Tar Heels versus Temple Owls. I'm going to North Carolina. Now we got Michigan State versus Wake Forest. We all know I'm a Michigan State fan. And I'm going to pick Michigan State to win the New Era Pinstripe Bowl. That's a pretty even matchup because the Big Ten is one of the toughest conferences in the land. Michigan State 6-6 versus the 8-4 Wake Forest Demon Deacons. And the ACC is not as strong as they usually are. I'm going to go with Oklahoma State over Texas A&M. USC and Iowa. I have no idea if USC's coach is going to survive the end of the season or not, but I'm going to go with the Hawkeyes to really put them on ice. We got Air Force and Washington State. I'm going to go with Air Force. Notre Dame versus Iowa State. No kind of question here. I'm going with the Irish. Memphis versus Penn State Nittany Lions. Penn State's really good. I'm surprised they're not... Oh, wait, that is a New Year's Six Bowl. Never mind. I was going to say, how is that? They're not in New Year's Six. They are. Oklahoma versus LSU. This is a playoff game. And I am sure LSU is going to win this one. Now, not Ohio State University, but the Ohio State University over Clemson. Western Michigan plays Western Kentucky, and there might be a little bias in here, but I'm picking Western. Mississippi State versus Louisville. How is Mississippi State even in a bowl game? Illinois versus Cal. Illinois is pretty good. I'm going with the Illini. Florida versus Virginia. No question here. I'm going with the Gators. Virginia Tech versus Kentucky. This is a good matchup, but I'm going with Tech. Arizona State versus Florida State. I was at a game, at Spartan Stadium, when Arizona State shocked Michigan State. I could rant all day about that game, but I'm not going to, and I'm going to go with the Devils. Navy Midshipmen versus Kansas State. I'm going with the United States Navy to win that one. Wyoming versus Georgia State. Georgia State beat Tennessee. Georgia State will beat Wyoming. Utah Utes, I don't know how they dropped all the way down to 11 and out of New Year's 6 when they're 11-2 versus Texas. This is not even close. Utah is going to win by 3-4 touchdowns. Michigan versus Alabama. Okay. I think we all know who's going to win this one. Minnesota versus Auburn in the Outback Bowl. I really want to pick Minnesota. I really do, but I can't. I like Oregon too. Auburn. Oregon versus Wisconsin. I'm going with Wisconsin. Georgia versus Baylor. I'm going with Georgia. BC versus Cincinnati. I'm going with Cincinnati. Indiana versus Tennessee. I'm going with the Hoosiers. It's been a while since they won a bowl game. 2 years maybe. Ohio versus Nevada. I'm going with Nevada. Tulane Green Wave. I'll go with them. It was just in New Orleans in April. Louisiana over Miami. And I'm going to go with the Louisiana State Tigers as your national champion. So that'll end my video. Peace out.